Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and lush greenery, lived a young and naive person named Ethan. Ethan was known for his innocent and trusting nature, always seeing the good in everyone and everything around him. He had grown up in this small village, where life was simple and people knew each other like an extended family. Ethan had a heart as pure as a crystal spring and a smile that could brighten the darkest of days. He had a childlike curiosity and an eagerness to learn about the world beyond the boundaries of his village. However, his innocence often led him into amusing and sometimes tricky situations. One sunny morning, as he strolled through the village, Ethan noticed a peculiar-looking man with a big hat and a long cloak standing at the crossroads. Intrigued, Ethan approached the stranger, who introduced himself as Mr. Jenkins, a traveling merchant. Mr. Jenkins claimed to have a magic potion that could make people fly. Ethan's eyes sparkled with wonder as he listened to the merchant's enticing tale. Without a second thought, he believed every word and handed over his hard-earned coins for a small vial of the magical potion. The merchant, with a sly grin, assured Ethan that he would fly like a bird once he drank it. Excited to show off his newfound ability, Ethan hurried to the top of a nearby hill, away from the prying eyes of the villagers. He gulped down the entire vial of potion and waited eagerly for the magic to happen. To his dismay, nothing happened. Ethan felt disappointed but thought he must have done something wrong. So, he went back to Mr. Jenkins and bought another vial, hoping it would work this time. Unbeknownst to Ethan, Mr. Jenkins was a cunning trickster who took advantage of his innocence. He sold him regular colored water, pretending it was a magical potion. He knew the gullible young man would believe anything he said. As days passed, Ethan's failed attempts at flying became the talk of the village. The villagers, amused by his naivety, tried to warn him about the merchant's deceit, but Ethan remained convinced that he had just not mastered the art of flying yet. Instead of being upset with Mr. Jenkins, he believed he needed to work on his technique. The village was full of warm-hearted people who loved Ethan dearly and wanted to protect him. They finally decided to intervene and invited him to a gathering at the village square. There, they organized a series of games and activities that Ethan could genuinely excel at, showcasing his other skills and talents. Through these activities, Ethan realized that flying wasn't his calling, but he discovered he had a unique talent for storytelling. His innocent and imaginative mind wove captivating tales that fascinated everyone around him. The villagers encouraged him to embrace his storytelling gift, and soon, he became the beloved village storyteller, enchanting young and old alike with his fables and adventures. As time went on, Ethan learned to be cautious of strangers and became more discerning about whom to trust. But he never lost his childlike wonder and continued to see the world with a pure heart. His innocence brought joy to the village, and his stories would be passed down through generations, reminding everyone that sometimes, the most magical thing in the world is a heart that believes in goodness and the power of imagination. And so, Ethan, the naive person of the village, lived happily ever after, leaving behind a legacy of kindness and wonder.